Black chana and tendli Melgor. Now what I've done is first I've taken about a cup of black chana, washed it well under water thrice, and I'm going to soak it in 3 cups of water for about 4 to 5 hours. Now after 4 to 5 hours, you'll see that it has swollen up a bit or swelled up a bit. Now I'm just going to put it in my pressure pan, and I'm going to cook it in 2 cups of water for 1 whistle on high, and then I'm going to keep it on a simmer for 10 minutes. Now, once it's cooked, let the pressure pan completely cool down before you open it. And then you'll see that the black chana is nicely cooked. You can check it by just pressing it, and it should break like this very easily. If it is not, then put it back in the pressure pan and cook it for another 1 whistle on high. So now let's start making this Melgor. So here I've got 1 tablespoon of oil heating up. To that I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add about 4 cloves of garlic that I've chopped fine. Now I'm going to fry the garlic well till the rawness of the garlic goes away. Next, I'm going to add 1 medium onion that I've chopped fine. Now fry the onion also well till it's nice and translucent. Once the onion is done, I've just taken about 8 to 10 tendlis and I've just washed them very well, wiped them dry and cut them lengthwise like this into very thin kind of slivers. If you want to see how to cut the tendli, I've included it in my tendli pickle recipe that I'd uploaded a few days ago. I'll leave a link so you can go and see how to cut them like this. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder, and I'm going to mix all of this really well together. See that all the masala and the bagar coats the tendli very well. Now we're just going to cover and cook till the tendli is nicely cooked. So after about a minute or two, just check on the tendli by pressing it down with your spatula or spoon, and if it breaks easily, that means it's cooked. If it is not, then continue cooking it for another 1 or 2 minutes more. You can see that it's not cooked, so I will continue cooking it. And now another 2 minutes I kept it for cooking, and now if you see, if I press it down with my spatula, it breaks very easily like this. So now our tendli is cooked. So only once the tendli or the tondli, whatever you pronounce it as, once that is cooked, only then we are going to add our cooked black chana. Now mix everything nicely well together. And now I'm going to be adding a 1 heaped tablespoon of samarache curry powder. I will leave a link of how I prepared the samarache curry powder. I just uploaded it a few days ago, but I will leave a link in the description box as well as the comment section, so you all can go and check that out. Also, I'll leave a link to all my Goan recipes, Goan desserts, Christmas sweets, Easter eggs, all of them in my description, as well as my comments section down. You can go and check it out. Now I'm just going to add some salt, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of jaggery too. So mix everything really nicely together. Now you can see that there is some water which came along with the chana when we boiled it. Now we want that water to dry up because this is a very dry kind of dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it and cook it for about a minute or 3 minutes till all the water dries up. That's very important. It should be dry like this. And now we just have to add 2 more ingredients. One is just about 1 tablespoon of tamarind pulp, that is tamarind soaked in water and the pulp just squeezed out. And I'm going to mix all of this well, and then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of grated fresh coconut. Mix all of this really well together. And now just turn off the heat and your Melgor is all ready. I hope you like this recipe, and do give it a try, and if you like it, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye guys. tap in a sieve or a sift and wash it clean. This is very important. And then once your leaves are nicely drained out of all the water, you can just start making this beautiful and healthy and delicious vegetable. So here my leaves are all prepped up and chopped and ready to go. Now besides the leaves, I also require few other ingredients, very few ingredients. So here I have one medium-sized onion which I've chopped fine. This is 4 cloves of garlic which I've chopped. These are 2 light green chilies chopped fine. This is half a cup of fresh coconut grated and some salt to taste. So that's all we require for our recipe today. So let's begin. So here I've heated about 1.5 tablespoons of oil in my pan. Use a nice broad pan. Now once my oil is nice and hot on a low to medium flame, I'm going to first add my garlic or lasun. Give it a small fry till it turns a little bit brown. It shouldn't get burnt, just a little light brown. Then we're going to add the chilies and let the chilies fry too. So the oil gets nice and flavored with this green chilies and garlic. Now I'm going to add my onions and we're going to fry the onion till it becomes nice and translucent. Now this Tambdi Bhaji is very good for health. It has a lot of good nutritional value. I will leave the benefits of eating this Tambdi Bhaji or Amaranth leaves at the end of the video, so just watch it till then. And now we're going to add our chopped up leaves. So chop them up nice and fine so it's easier to cook as well as eat. Now we're going to give this a good mix so that it gets mixed in well with our bagar of onion, garlic and green chilies. So give it a nice stir. Now, like all leafy vegetables, you don't need to add water to this because the leaves will leave out some water. Now we're going to flavor it with some salt to taste. Once you've added the salt, mix the salt in well. And then we're going to add our freshly grated coconut. If you don't have access to freshly grated coconut, you can also use your frozen coconut, grated coconut. Just mix everything nicely. And you'll get this beautiful aroma of this fresh vegetable being cooked. And now friends, all we have to do is just cover and cook it for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring in between, just to ensure that the vegetable is nice and cooked. It doesn't take a long time to cook leafy vegetables. They get ready very fast, and you should not overcook leafy vegetables because then it loses all its nutritional value if you overcook anything. So just for 5 to 7 minutes, and then keep it covered and cooked. So it just keep it covered so that it can cook with the residue heat. Now this goes very well as a side dish with any meal, or it's a meal in itself if you have it with some fresh chapatis or puris. So it's such a simple recipe. It's so nice and colorful with the lovely greens and reds. And then now all we're left to do is just serve it in a serving bowl. So friends, let's see today's lovely Goan style of chitki bhaji. Now first I've taken off the tips of the gavar and I've broken them into small pieces, and I'm going to put them in some water to which I've added salt. I'm going to wash them well, keep them in the water for about 5 minutes, then rinse it really well and drain off all the excess water. So our gavar is all ready. Now I've taken 2 small potatoes, washed them well, peeled them and cut them into half, and then I'm going to cut them into thick slices like this. And I'm going to soak it in some water so that they don't discolor. This is a very tasty bhaji, and I suggest that you really try out this recipe. It's super delicious and very easy to make. So our potatoes are also ready. Just keep them in some water. Then I've taken 1 medium-sized onion, washed it well, peeled it, cut off the edges, cut off the middle yellow. Again wash them and then just cut them into medium slices like this. And I've taken 1 tomato, washed it well, taken off the top and then cut it up into small pieces, just like the onion size. Similar, the potato, onions and tomato. Now I am also using 1/4 cup of freshly grated coconut. This is our potato, our onion and tomato ready. Now we also require some fresh coriander for grating, for garnish. 10 cloves of garlic that I've chopped fine, 1 teaspoon of jaggery. You can also use sugar, half a teaspoon of turmeric, cumin powder, garam masala, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder and coriander powder, and some salt to taste. So these are the ingredients. Now I'm going to heat up a pan and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to drain off the water from the potatoes and I'm going to add the potatoes to this hot oil. Now we're going to fry the potatoes till they're nice and golden brown and crispy. So this took me about 1 to 2 minutes on a low to medium flame. Transfer the potatoes into a bowl. In the same oil, you're going to fry the chitki or the gavar. You're going to fry this well for 5 minutes, continuously stirring on a medium to high flame. We want to fry the gavar really well, and then once it's fried, take it out in a separate bowl. Now to the same oil, I'm going to add the chopped up garlic. And we're going to fry the garlic till it's nice and golden brown in color. Now we're going to add the onion and we're going to fry the onion well till it's nice and translucent. Next we're going to add the tomato and we're going to cook the tomato till it's nice and soft. Then I'm going to add all the powder masalas. Mix everything well, and I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water because we don't want to burn the powder masalas. So I'm adding a little bit of water. Mix everything well. Cook the mixture for about half a minute. Now we're going to add the fried chitki or gavar. Mix it well. Add the fried potatoes. Mix it well. Now I'm going to add some salt to taste. Add the jaggery or gourd. You can also add a pinch of sugar in place of the jaggery. It just elevates the taste of the dish, the sweetness. Now add 1/4 cup of water because we want to cook everything and let everything come together really well. Now you're going to cover and cook this on a low flame for 8 minutes, stirring occasionally. Don't leave it unattended, stir in intervals. The aroma is so amazing in my kitchen right now. Now I'm going to add the freshly grated coconut. Mix everything well. So this becomes into like a dry kind of bhaji. So it's very tasty with chapatis or rice and dal. You can also carry it in a tiffin with chapatis. Very tasty. Now just give the mixture a taste to see if any salt or sugar or any masalas are required, and you can adjust it according to your taste. Now I'm just going to cover and cook it for another little, about 2 minutes only, stirring in intervals. And now our vegetable is almost ready. We just need to garnish it with some coriander. So once it's ready, I'm going to turn off the heat. And now I'm just going to add some freshly chopped up coriander. And our lovely Goan style chitki bhaji or Gavar bhaji is all ready to enjoy. I hope you give this recipe a try. So friends, let's see today's lovely delicious tomato bhaji. Here I've taken 4 small tomatoes and chopped them really fine. 1 medium onion sliced thin. These are 1 small green chili chopped fine. Then we have 6 cloves of garlic chopped fine. 7 to 8 fresh curry leaves. 1/4 cup of fresh coriander which I'm going to chop fine. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds. 1 teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. A pinch of sugar, that is about 1/4 of a teaspoon. And some salt to taste. And a little bit of water if needed. So let's start making this tomato bhaji. So here I've taken 1 tablespoon of oil in a pan. Once the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add the mustard seeds. Let the mustard seeds splutter. Then we're going to add the cumin seeds. Once the cumin seeds start to splutter, we're going to add the green chilies and the curry leaves. Fry the green chilies really well. Then we're going to add the hing or the asafoetida. Next goes in the chopped up garlic. Fry the garlic well till the rawness of the garlic goes away. Now we're going to add the turmeric powder and the red chili powder. Now we've already added green chili, so just adjust the red chili powder according to your taste if you like it less spicy. Now we're going to add the sliced up onion. We're going to fry the onion well. So this tomato bhaji is a great breakfast item. You can have it with some pav, you can have it with some poi. I'll leave the recipes of how I make my homemade pav and poi at home, or you can also have it with chapati or puris. Now we're going to cover and cook the onion for just 1 minute till it softens up a bit. And then again you're going to fry it really well. Next we're going to add the tomatoes. And mix everything really nicely together. So once you mix everything nicely together, we're going to add the salt to taste and the sugar. So since tomatoes are a little bit sour, we add the sugar just to balance up the taste. Mix everything really nicely together. And now we're going to cover and cook this for 8 minutes and stirring in intervals. And now you can see the tomatoes will leave out some water. But if you feel that the tomato dish has become very dry, you can add a little bit of water and cook the tomatoes till they're nice and soft. And then you're just going to mash them down a bit with your spatula like this. So once the tomatoes are nice and soft, it's very easy to mash it up. Again, cover and cook for just about a minute on a low to medium flame. And our lovely tomato bhaji is all ready. All you have to do is just garnish it with some finely chopped coriander. This is a really easy dish to make. You can even have it as a tiffin item. You can have it as a light snack. but enjoy it with some poi, pao, chapati and puri, or even some rice. I'll leave the recipe to all of these down in the description box below. So friends, today let's see this Ghosale or this rich gourd recipe. Very easy to make. So first I washed it really well under running water, and now using this peeler, I'm just going to peel the peel of the Ghosale or the rich gourd. It's a little bit on the thicker side, so you have to peel it off. This is also a very tasty recipe, has very less oil in it. So once you're done with that, we're going to cut off the edges and discard the peel and the edges. And now you're going to cut them up into smaller cubes like this. And then you're going to slice it in the middle like this and just chop up, similar to a bottle gourd or a dudi. You're going to cut it up into smaller cubes like this. So once that is done, I'm just showing you a closer look of how to cut it up. You can cut it up into medium sized pieces, or if you want it finer, you can cut it up into smaller cubes as well. It's a very simple bhaji. There's not much of masalas or anything in this recipe. And it's a very healthy recipe as well. So now we've prepped up our vegetable. Now all I need is one onion. So I'm going to use just half of the onion and I'm going to chop it up really fine. Now I like to remove the yellow part of the onion, the stem, wash the onion and then chop it really fine like this. And we're going to use one green chili, which I'm just going to take off the edges and cut it into half. Like this. Slit it up into half. Okay. Now I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of oil. This recipe requires very little oil. Basically, most of the Goan vegetable recipes are very simple and they don't use a lot of oil. Once the oil is hot, you're going to add the green chili and you're going to fry it well in the oil so that it flavors the oil. It's very few ingredients in this vegetable, but really tasty. Now I'm going to add the onion, just half an onion. And we're going to saute that as well. So in Goan food, basically the main ingredient is always the curry. And if you're having fish, then it's the fish. So to balance out the, we fry the fish most of the time. So to balance out the curry and the fish, we normally have a very simple bhaji recipe at the side. A very simple vegetable dish. Now you're going to add the Ghosale and you're going to mix everything really well together. And this cooks also really fast. And now you're just going to add some salt to taste and just a pinch of sugar. So about 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar just to balance out the taste. Give everything a good mix. And I'm going to add just about 4 tablespoons of water just to help the cooking process. Do not add too much water as the vegetable itself does leave out some water. And now we're just going to cover and cook this for about 3 minutes. And after that you will see that the Ghosale becomes very transparent. First it was very opaque, it becomes transparent and becomes a very light green color. And you can see how the water has been left by the vegetable. So we're going to cook it without the lid till the water dries up a bit, and then you're going to cover and cook it for just 1 minute. So it's almost cooked. You can just cut it up with the spatula and you will see that it's nice and soft. And now you just have to turn off the heat and add a little bit of grated coconut. Mix the coconut in well and your vegetable is all ready to enjoy. This goes very well with some fish curry, rice and fried fish, or some sorak and rice. I'll leave all my recipes down in the description box below. So I do hope you try out this recipe as well. To see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshita's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshita saying bye, take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.